Well, today we're going to go over Apple reminders. And this is a picture of the little app that you're going to be looking for on your phone or your iPad. And, they made a whole bunch of changes last fall, and they have just really kicked it up a notch or two or three. It used to, you'd have to tell it, okay, remind me so-and-so, and it would. But now you can deal with Siri, and you can have it remind you when you get in the car, or when you arrive at home, or when you leave work, or even when you get to Kroger store. Remind me to pick up oranges. I mean, it's unbelievable. Another thing, it's like it reminds you, if you put on there, remind me when I message somebody. So that's pretty cool too. And now the one thing about it is, like, if you're going to share, you have to be on iCloud, and it has to be sharing with another Apple person. You can't share with an Android. Now, you can still be friends with Android people, but you can't share your reminders with them. So some of the things that you might want to share would be like shopping lists. My husband and I, we share a shopping list, so that's pretty cool. We both have it like on our phone and obviously on our iPad and all that. But we can tell Siri, please put milk on the shopping list, and it'll do it. And what's cool is, like, when either one of us goes to the store, we can pull up that shopping list, and, we can do the shopping, and we can scratch off, what we've bought, and it keeps it current, and it's really a pretty neat tool. You could, share your medical information, or maybe vacation information. Let's say you're planning a vacation, so you wanted to have a list called vacation, and you could each put input in there of what you would like to do, or where you want to stay, or just stuff like that. So this reminders is fabulous. You can just do all kind of things with it. So today we're going to just learn the basics, or try to, and anyway, okay, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is tap on that reminders app, and when you open it up, down in the bottom, I think it's the bottom right corner, it says create a new list. So that's what we're going to do. And I've taken a screenshot. This is actually a screenshot from my phone. And the iPad looks a little different, but they both kind of show the same information. It's just maybe a little different layout. But for right now, we're doing it with a screenshot from my phone. Okay, so what do we see? All right, the first thing we see, you're going to see like a circle. And the circle, like this, you've got a bunch of different choices of colors. Now, I happen to choose this kind of little pink color, okay? So then the first thing you want to do is you want to name the list. Now, I've named this list test list. Isn't that exciting? Anyway, just for today's lesson, we're going to call this test list. But you could name it shopping, or you could name it medical, or vacation, or whatever you fancy. Okay, so then the next thing you do is you get to pick a little icon to go in your circle. Now, as you can see, I picked the little teddy bear. So, okay, so we've got that. And obviously you've got, your keyboard down here, so you can write in the name of your list. All right, once you've named your list and you got everything you want done, be sure to go up here and hit done. All right, now let's go to the next step. Okay, so here we are on the test list. I've tapped on that, and this is the screen it's taken me to. As you can see, if you want to go back to your home page, your home screen of reminders, you always go up to this upper left thing and hit list, and it's going to take you to all your lists. So in other words, you're going to have a bunch of different lists. Maybe one's called shopping, one's called medical, one's called vacation. Just maybe you've got work, or I don't know. Just use your imagination. Okay, so this is the list we've chosen, and it's test list. Okay, so as you can see, it says no reminders in here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create a new reminder. So we go down here and we hit that plus, and let's go to the next screen and see what happens. Okay, so what we've done is we have put in a new reminder. I typed in pick up laundry, okay? But here, check this out. Look at all these little icons down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to see how these are going to help us. And this is what I think is just fabulous. All right, the first one is the time. So when we're going to take these one at a time. So when I tap on that, it's going to pop up a new menu, and it's going to give us a choice of like, okay, you want to set this reminder for today or tomorrow or next weekend, or do a custom one. So and then here, this is like location. So, okay, it says, you want to be reminded when you get home, or when you leave for work, or, it's the location. That's great. Obviously, if you flag it, it's going to, put it to the top of your priority list. So, that's pretty self-explanatory. And by the way, there will be a list that will include all of your flagged ones. So that's kind of helpful too. All right, and on this one, here's your little camera icon. So that means you can either take a picture, or you can use an existing picture out of your photo library, or you can even scan a document. So it's just, really great. Then, once you've made all your choices, this little eye up here is going to give you can tap on that for information, and it's going to, show you all the choices that you've made for this reminder, how you want it to, how you want this reminder to remind you. And, so, okay. But, if you get lazy, you can always just speak it using your microphone. I do that a lot. I like that thing. All right, once you've gotten it exactly the way you want it, you go up here and hit done, because if you don't hit done, it's just going to fly off into Never Never Land. So be sure and hit the save button. All right, now let's go to the next screen. Okay, so as you can see, this little time has been highlighted because it's in blue. So when you tap on that, do you see what I was talking about earlier? It pops up these little calendars, so you can pick. You can say today or tomorrow or next weekend, or even do a custom. So you can do whatever. You can pick the date and the time and the whole 9 yards. So anyway, that's the time button. So all right, let's go to the next. Okay, so now we've tapped on the little custom icon for the time. And this is what you're going to see. It starts out, with this, and then as you scroll down over here, this is where this custom gives you a lot of choices. Okay, so as you can see, I've tapped on here to remind me on a day, which allowed me to pick a date and time. Okay, and as you can see, the time. Okay, repeat. Now, I've got never, but if you need to be reminded over and over, if you want to be nagged to death, this is your opportunity. So you can put that on there and give it, some choices of the times you want to have it repeat and remind you again and again. Okay. then, like on the location, see, remind on the location. So, this is where you can pick a different location. So, when you tap on that, let's say you want to have it to remind you at a certain time at the Kroger store or at a friend's house or whatever. Anyway, so that is your location opportunity to put that in there. Okay, and as we scroll on down, this I find to be pretty interesting because we're all text all the time. Well, Apple calls it messaging. So remind me when messaging. So you can take and choose a person, and if you want to be reminded the next time you text this person of something, that's what you need to do, is put that reminder in there and choose this person. Now, I don't know if I have it's wrong or what, but it does. You have to initiate and text, and once that text goes through, then that reminder pops up. Now, maybe I have a setting wrong or something, but you got to send at least one text before you end up, getting this reminder. So that's how that works. And here we go. We can flag it, which means we want to have it, like on our priority. And this gives you, like priority, how much, Now, this is list. Okay, so as you work with the reminders, you're going to have a bunch of lists. Remember, you're going to have probably shopping list and a medical list and a vacation list and just plain old reminders. And so, this, when you tap on that, this will take you to that list of your lists. So that way you'll be able to pick which list. You don't want a grocery item put into your medical list, obviously. So that's how that works. Now this, you can add an image. So that would, come out of your photo library or something. So that's kind of cool. Now remember, once you have finished making all these choices to this extra little, this custom reminder, don't forget to hit the done button. Whether you're doing it here or here, it doesn't matter, because you just be sure and hit the done button, and that way it will save it. Okay, so now we have tapped on this little icon. See how it's blue? And this is your location icon. So what happens is this little menu pops up. So you can choose arriving at home or work or getting in the car. Now, all right, arriving home or arriving at work, you can either have it arriving or leaving. It's not just arriving. Or getting in the car, or, getting out of the car. Now, the car thing, your car has to be, on Bluetooth, and has to, you've got to have your phone connected to your car by means of the Bluetooth connection for that to work, okay? And as far as like your home and your work, you've got to have those two addresses in your like in contacts. You've got to have your own personal contact information, and that's where it pulls that information from. Okay, so then like there's the custom one. Now the custom is pretty cool too, because now these other addresses are locked into your contact information. But if you do a custom, let's say, you want to put the Kroger store, and you want to make sure the Kroger store is the location of the Kroger store that you use or that you want to be reminded of. And it's going to pop up, and it'll even have like a little map in there, so you're going to know that you're at the right spot, and it'll give you the choice of either arriving or leaving, this location. So, or maybe you could put in a restaurant or a person's home or something. So, in other words, this custom location is pretty helpful. Anyway, and that's how that works. Okay, so here we are at the next screen, and what we've done is we have tapped on the little camera. And as you can see, it's highlighted in blue. So this is the choices. These are the choices that you have. Okay, so that means you can either take a photo, or you can do your photo library, or guess what? You can scan a document. So that's a pretty neat feature. Like you're getting ready to go to your lawyer, and you needed to scan a document to have with you. So this is the perfect way to do it. So there you go. Now remember, once you've done that, once you've made these choices, be sure and hit your done button. All right, let's go to the next screen. Okay, here we are at the last screen. Actually, what I did was I did a screenshot on my iPad of this, and by tapping on that little I for information, this is what came up. So this is showing you that, okay, here was my reminder, and then I chose tomorrow when I was getting in the car, and it also gave me a little photo. I had pulled it out of my photo library, and that's so small you can't see it. So on the next screen, I'm going to show you what that looks like. But see, I also flagged it. So these are all your little choices. All right. Okay, so when I tapped on that little teeny tiny picture, it popped up and shows you the larger, picture. So this was what I found, laundry, to put in with my laundry reminder. Okay, now let's go to the next screen. Okay, I think we've covered just about everything with reminders except this. And I'm not going to say this because it will trigger your device to go, bring her up. So anyway, when you do this, then Siri's going to be able to help you with your reminders as well. And this is a screenshot. Here was what I told her. Remind me to go to the Kroger when I get into the car. So see, when I get into the car, and it's going to remind me to go to Kroger. So when I did that, then this screen pops up and it shows me that it heard me, it accepted it, and it's got it right there in my reminder. So practice with the Siri, because sometimes Siri doesn't understand me, but just keep working with her. She's pretty good. I hope this little video wasn't too long and it didn't wear you out, but the nice thing about it is you can just pause and rewind and fast forward through the things you already know, and maybe you learned something. I hope so, and I hope you'll take advantage of all these fun things that Apple has put out for their little reminder app. So have a good one.